So I saw the new Sonic movie yesterday, and on the drive home, I started thinking, do you ever wonder what it's like to live in an alternate universe where things are almost the exact same, but one little changed detail could have huge effects? Like maybe your house is on the other side of the road and that put you in a district for a different high school. Or maybe a radioactive spider went missing and you became the Prowler instead of Spider-Man. Or maybe some bytes were slightly rearranged in Super Mario RPG. No? Never thought of that? Yeah, I guess it's not really a problem you're bound to encounter in your daily life. This also has nothing to do with the Sonic movie. Anyway, I may as well show you what things would be like if some things in Super Mario RPG were slightly out of place. So most of these clips will be pretty self-explanatory, but just as a primer, this is Lazy Shell. This is the level and data editor for Super Mario RPG. That's been around for quite a while. If you're interested, check out the GitHub link in the description. This is the level editor. This is the second area of Mushroom Way, which is where you fight a paratroopa to have him let Toad go, and you get a flower tab in response. So there's Toad. He's NPC number 7. That's over here in the NPC list. Here's the event script that runs when you collide with him. The logic of that event is defined over here, and I changed this variable to be 69. And here's what happened. Yeah, it turns out item 69 is the super suit. That's kind of a really good item. Yeah. Changing that one number, might have a little bit of effect on this, boss battle here. I'm level 1 right now. I haven't gotten any EXP to level me up anyway. Alright. Let's see what our weakest attack can do. Neat! Oh, that's right, yeah, this guy's gonna increase his defense. What about timed it? Well then. Well, guess that's why we don't get that early. Now, getting a super broken item early in the game is not really that interesting of a theory craft, but what about getting items that were never supposed to be in the game in the first place? This is an item that was used to debug the game. It turns the caster into a scarecrow. I changed it to turn an enemy into a scarecrow. Which has no animation, so nothing happens. Huh. Alright, speaking of getting items where they're not supposed to be, let's try something a little different. What would happen if you could use the sheep attack on Johnny? Sheep attack is an item that's kind of hard to get in the game. You get it after you use the Lamb's Lure 48 times, and figuring out how to use the Lamb's Lure is a mystery in itself. If you use it, it despawns most enemies on the field if they have a morph percent that is above 0. Notice how you get no experience points for that. So the way that this works is that Johnny will challenge Mario to a 1v1 if he has no allies left on the field of his own and if he's under a certain amount of HP. When he does that, he tries to summon 2 of his downed Bandana Blues back to the field to act as his cheerleaders. Now, that works if the Bandana Blues were eliminated normally, like a way that would get you experience points, but because they were taken out by the sheep attack, this happens. The video feed is not frozen. The game crashed. Battle cutscenes have no idea what to do with objects that no longer exist on the field, and the game hangs up. Well, the sheep attack is a pretty fun item to mess around with because it just has the ability to break so much stuff, which is probably why you don't see it until pretty late in the game. Now, I also thought, what would happen if we could use the sheep attack on max bodyguards in the Mushroom Kingdom? The bodyguards don't normally actually have any chance of being morphed. Like, their morph percent actually is 0, even though you can't get the sheep attack that early in the game. But what if they could be morphed into sheep? What would happen? Okay. The game crashed again. So, after I recorded this, it occurred to me that there is another part of the game with bodyguards that you can use sheep attack on without hacking, and that's in the factory. These bodyguards do not have a morph percent of 0. So you can make this happen. It changes your single attack target to all. And Mallow just kind of pieces out. Why did that happen like 5 seconds later? Anyway, your game gets soft locked by this. Mallow never comes down. However, you can still LR start select soft reset out of this. This actually got fixed in the Virtual Console release, which is the only difference in any enemy in the entire game between the OG release and the Virtual Console. So speaking of invading the Mushroom Kingdom, another thing that I wondered was what would happen if, instead of Mac taking over the Mushroom Kingdom, Valentina did it. She likes taking over kingdoms, apparently. Anyway, I substituted a bunch of bird sprites on top of the Shy Guy sprites, and it did not work out the way that I thought it would. So, Dodo normally tries to pick the center person in your party to go to a 1v1, but in this scenario, there is no center member of your party, so Dodo doesn't know who to fly to. And when Dodo doesn't know where to go, the game cannot progress. This is because Dodo is the main character of Super Mario RPG, so if he can't do what he needs to do, like, there's just no point in progressing. I changed exactly one line of code to make this happen. I did not put that out-of-bounds Mallow NPC over there, I just removed the line of code that turns him invisible. There is a Mallow stuck behind that wall over there that you can't get to. What's he doing, man? Just vibing over there. So here's a graphics memory lesson. The game doesn't like it when you put the biggest sprite in the game in a place where a tiny little sprite is supposed to be. That treasure chest is not having a good time. What happens if we put the Great Guy Casino slot machine chest inside Forest Maze? You can hit it as many times as you want. Let's move on, shall we? Let's go through the forest and wake up the sleeping Wiggler. Ah, wait, no, I forgot something. Let's go back up. This doesn't look like the right place. Where did the tree stumps go? Okay. That was weird. Let's go back to where we were in the forest and hope that doesn't happen again. Ah, what the heck. Let's play the slot machine a little more. Ah, that's enough of that. Let's go back down the stump. Ah, wait, I never did the thing I went back to do. I got distracted by that wrong... by that wrong warp. What? I don't think the game likes that treasure chest very much being in here. What's actually happening here is that the treasure chest in Great Guy's Casino and the trampolines in the forest maze use the same bits. Well, you may remember from watching an Axum Rangers video that Bowyer has a piece of code where if you attack him with a carbo cookie, it unlocks whatever buttons you have locked. But you can't actually target an enemy with carbo cookie. So, what if you could do that? I'm actually pretty upset that that didn't work. I think it's because there's just no animation. What if you could attack your own teammates with super jump? My favorite part of this is that you can see the height of Mario's jump. He doesn't go off screen. Oh, whoopsie, had his safety ring on. And here I answer another question that nobody asked. Can you transform Mokura with a healing spell? Oh, that's cute. Why is the one like 3 feet higher than the other numbers? Well, I guess we know now that the answer is yes. So I had to remove everybody except Peach from the battle party to make that possible. I did not realize that was going to make me invisible. So when I become visible again, it looks like that just makes Peach the overworld player, but you can kind of see what happens when you put a character in a position where they can move 8 ways when they only have 5 directional sprites. I think that's all I got for this video. If I go any further, I'm kind of afraid of what'll happen to my console. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you use Lazy Shell to tweak something minor in the game that had really funny consequences, let me know in the comments.